guys, so for today's video we're going to be talking about anxiety, and I was going to make this kind of a formal makeup-ful video, and I don't know why I thought that these No Makeup Mondays aren't formal videos, because they are. We talk about serious things, and I thought, who cares? The only difference between these and my other videos is I'm not wearing makeup, and that shouldn't matter. So if you guys recall, if you've been with me for a while, 2 years ago I actually posted a video about dealing with anxiety, but there was a catch to it. I said in that video I had never experienced anxiety or an anxiety disorder before. So I just thought that she should come on here to help me with this video because I personally have never experienced it. I did it with my best friend Sam, who has generalized anxiety disorder, because I wanted it to be more helpful for you guys and not just me spewing out anxiety facts or anything or pretending like I knew what I was talking about, because I am not one to do that. And I've been getting a lot of requests for certain types of mental health videos, such as eating disorders or self-harm, and I just don't feel comfortable making videos about something that I personally don't have any experience with. So I hope you guys can understand me coming from that perspective and not wanting to do a video, because I think, like I said in that one anxiety video, it can do more harm than good if I give the wrong advice, and I'm not one to give advice on that even at all. But things have changed in my life. I really don't know why. This is gonna sound very dramatic, but I just feel the older and older I get, the less and less I can handle what is thrown at me in life. And I'm sure a lot of you guys who either have depression or anxiety or anything for that matter can relate to that statement. It sounds dark, but it's the best way to describe kind of what I feel. I also suffer with depression, and those two combined are like the worst thing ever. Like, it feels so bad because you have no motivation to do absolutely anything, and then your anxiety spirals out of control because you're not doing anything, and then you have so much that you need to do and you have to be an adult, you have to continue on with your life, but then you don't have any motivation to do it, so then it's just a spiral. But today specifically I thought I would talk to you about how I deal with anxiety. It's not going to be like the best advice, and it's not going to suit every person because everyone's different and what they can and can't do. But I would love for you guys to share your advice down below and how you deal with anxiety, and hopefully those tips will help everyone else out, and myself too. I also want to point out that I am an introvert, and so dealing with anxiety as an introvert is kind of what I'm going to be focusing on and what helps me kind of recoup and calm down and slow my heart rate and stuff like that. That being said, the first thing that I like to do when I'm feeling really bad anxiety is to be alone. This may not be like the best advice, but sometimes being with friends can be a good distraction, or it can just add to the whole feeling of anxiety, especially if you feel like you're not contributing a lot to the interaction or anything, and then you get anxious about that, and then you feel like a bad person. You're like, I'm a bad friend because I'm being selfish right now because I'm so focused on myself. So just being alone, trying to find alone time, and having enough alone time as an introvert is so important. You have to make that time as much as you can. Another thing that helps me is to reduce noise and the loudness of things. This kind of plays into my driving anxiety, which I do want to do a whole video talking about my driving anxiety and like overcoming that and everything, because as you guys know, I do drive now. But if you want to drive with music, drive with the volume down low. I find sometimes when I'm on the freeway and then I'm blaring music, I get this overwhelming feeling, and it's really not comfortable, and I just get like really bad anxiety, and so I'll turn my music down. It can't really reduce the noise of a freeway noise, but you can roll up your windows if you have the windows down. Overall, I just feel like being in quiet or having not so much chaos going around you, it just helps. When I'm feeling really bad anxiety, I like to take 5 to 10 minutes for myself, and I'll listen to nature music. I have a playlist on Spotify called Nature Rules. I'll link it down below. I love that playlist. I listen to it all the time, and I even, when I'm not in a situation where I can put in headphones or listen to it, if I'm at school or something, I will go there in my brain and I will play it in my head, because I've listened to it so many times that I know the sounds of the birds and everything. It sounds kind of cheesy, but I promise you it works for me. And just thinking about being in a meadow and surrounded by birds and nature, that always calms me down. And what I'll sometimes do is I go away from social media and I just escape into something that's more meaningless, like playing a phone game or something. But it's just something where I can escape, whether that's a TV show for you, a movie, YouTube videos, where you just kind of let your brain think about something else that's, you know, meaningless. It's not going to impact you or like make you think too much or anything. So I'll play a phone game and play my bird noises and I'll relax. I like to cook a lot without my phone. phone, or I'll just play the nature music or calm meditation music, which I do have a meditation playlist that I love. I'll link down below. Also, my study playlist is a really good playlist for calming and stuff like that. It's pretty good. It's more upbeat, but it's definitely still, it's not like music with a lot of words, you know? So I'll link all my playlists that I recommend on my Spotify down below. But just cooking in the kitchen and just focusing on that and ignoring social media or anything going on my phone, or just, you know, not responding to texts right away. You know, those things can wait. It can ultimately wait. On that note, spending the first hour of your morning without any electricity, as much as you can, of course. You know, we live in the 21st century. It's kind of hard to not use electricity. But when you wake up, don't immediately check your phone. Don't immediately go on your phone and go through social media and go through the routine of things. I don't do this every day, but it does help with my anxiety, because I find that it's not that social media or like texting and stuff, you know, causes my anxiety, but for some reason it can trigger it. Maybe that's just because my job and my life is basically on social media and my life is on my phone. I spend so much time on my phone because it's my job. So maybe it won't really play into your life, but if you find that the first thing you do in the morning is look at your phone, I would try not doing that. And that includes TV and computer. Don't go on any of those things for an hour. Whether what you do with that time is up to you. Go for a walk, you can exercise, you can read, write, draw, color in a coloring book, meditate, make a really nice breakfast, take a long shower. Although California, we're in a drought, so keep it quick. It's just so nice to kind of check out of, you know, social media and just check out of electricity and just all that stuff. I should say electronics, not electricity, because like if you need to turn a light on, that's fine. My goal is to do that a lot more often. I've mentioned actually doing this in past videos if you guys remember, but I didn't really hold to that, but I definitely want to start doing that more often. I think a good way to do it is to incorporate it slowly into your routine, such as every other day or every Saturday. And last but not least, it sounds easier said than done, and most of these things are. That goes for any advice when it comes to mental illness. Is the advice is always easier said than done, and it takes so much work to really put in to make an effort, and that is to live slowly. It sounds cheesy, but you know, stop being so in a rush for things. It's better to take your time and be mentally prepared for something, or you know, have everything that you might need in a situation, than to go somewhere and then not have those things or not be mentally prepared. Like with school, I'd rather be late to class but remember to bring a snack because I get low blood sugar, because if I don't get my snack, then that in itself causes a slew of anxiety and I need to go get food like right now, you know? And as I said, these are all easier said than done. When it comes to mental illness, it's really difficult to put in that effort to make strides towards fixing it yourself, because it's really hard to do. Of course, I recommend therapy. I think that is the greatest option, and then if need be, they can refer you to medication. Those are kind of my tips on how I deal with anxiety as best as I can. It really is a struggle every day, and you know, I get chest pains. It's just, it can be very overwhelming, and I am really frustrated because I never used to be this person. I always used to be go with the flow kind of girl and like very laid back, and I'm kind of really frustrated with myself because it's not fun. And I totally, you know, relate now to people who have anxiety and deal with it on a daily basis. And if this is what comes with adulthood, don't be so fast to grow up. So those are my tips. Please leave yours down below and let's just talk a little bit about anxiety in the comments. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Alright, so we're starting off the video with my phone and camera dying, so we'll see how long this lasts. For today's No Makeup Monday, I wanted to do a look back. You know, I get so many questions like, how do you describe your style? What have you worn previously? Like, what are your past styles?